Okay. All right. Welcome to the Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. Today is August 28th, and we're broadcasting from Los Angeles, California. I'd like to welcome you all once again. We're here together, which is a miracle. And I'm very happy that we have this opportunity through the technology that we can be together and transmit and have this quality time together. So as always, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a meditation. We're going to do our meditation first, which is going to take between 20 minutes to half an hour. And then after that, if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me either on the chat box, type it to me, or raise your hand, and I'll unmute you and you can talk to me. Okay, so for the moment, we're going to do a grounding meditation. So I'm going to be asking you to stand up, please. Let's just all of us stand up. And great. What we're going to do is, most of you are familiar with this meditation because we've been doing it. And imagine that from your sacrum all the way down to the, I'm going to push the camera down so you can see. So from your sacrum and your legs, you have grown your roots, and your roots, you're this big, thick, old tree, and your roots go all the way in the planet Earth. So you're really rooted. So, and now as you're breathing in the prana, the energy of the planet Earth, in through your roots, into your body, connecting all the chakras of your body to each other. So let's just do this. Just gently go up and down. And let's do a breathing. You just breathe in, breathe out. And then again, just kind of squat, breathe in, and breathe out. And the air goes up. And breathe in, and breathe out. So let's just do this. You're doing this, you're breathing in. Breathe in the energy, the prana from the planet. Suck it in to your breathing and breathe it out. And imagine that it's coming in a form of a spiral. It's spiraling. So, and as we're doing this, we're going up and down. Feel really connected with the ground through your feet. You have your feet on the ground. Feel really connected. You know, you're feeling really connected. So we're going to start. And I want you to make a noise like a generator. And this generator, it's like a pump. You know, have you ever seen like they put a pump in a pond, in a swimming pool, and the pump is pulling out the water. They want to empty the water in a pond or in a swimming pool. So it's sucking the water out. Now, through your roots, you're sucking, you're breathing in the prana, the energy of the planet, into your body. So let's start doing it. All right, we start. And make a noise, the generator. Go up and down. Gently go up and down. That motion is important for your feet to feel the earth, to feel like you're grounded. It's a grounding meditation. Up and down. Go up and down and make this And just see that the energy is coming from your roots and it's spiraling all the way and it's going to your crown chakra. You're just pulling the energy from the planet Earth. Yeah. Take a deep breath. You can stop now and just feel the prana, feel the energy coming from the planet as you're breathing in. You're breathing out. By now you may be feeling a line, a column of light going from your sacrum all the way to your crown chakra, and it's going to the space. And there's energy spiraling. And now you're welcome to come back to your seat. Go back to your meditation, go back to your center, and still breathe from your sacrum, breathe from your roots that you have planted into the planet, and bring in the prana, bringing the energy, the healing energy of earth into your body in a form of a spiral, and it's going all the way up through your crown chakra. Just gently keep breathing in and out. You have already activated the prana, the energy of planet Earth is circulating from your roots, going to your root chakra and spiraling all the way, connecting all of your chakras with each other, going to your crown, and from your crown, it's shooting out into the cosmos. Some of you may be seeing a column of light is running through you, or you may be seeing golden, green, gold, purple light, that your whole entire being has been dissolved into light. Enjoy the stillness, enjoy the silence. Being still and being silent is a natural state. It's not something you need to do. It's a part of who you are. You just sink into it. And slowly, slowly come back. Our natural state of being. Hi, Marianne. Nice to see you. Hi, Annette. Hilda Hogan, hi. Hi, Marie Koto. The natural state your natural state of being. It's so simple, isn't it? Kind of, actually, tears are running down my face because it brings so much joy of simply being, not being, not being this, not being that. No pretension, no effort, not trying to get to anywhere, not try to stay in a place, even not trying this. You know how much pressure is off of you when finally you come to realization, or you're a part of a teaching, or my encounter with Papaji, when Papaji told me there is nowhere to go and there is nothing to do. I mean, I want you to think about this for a moment. There is nowhere to go, okay? What does that mean? There's nowhere to go. And there is nothing to do. Because you are already it. You know how much, if you understand it, because it may just be words to you, and you just hear it, and maybe you repeat it, and you don't really understand it. But if you start to really dive into it and pay attention, and understand, okay, there's nowhere to go, means I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to change my state. I don't need to go to another country. I don't need to go to Tibet. I don't need to go to a cave. I don't need to go to a meditation center. I don't need to go on top of a hill. I don't need to drive to go to the church, to a holy site, a sacred place, a sacred temple. And I don't need to do anything, means I don't have to do any jumping jacks. And everything else that I am doing and I have been doing is pointing out to this. And what is this? Is to simply being here right now. And being, a natural state of being. I am in my most pure state of a natural being. And in this state of natural being, there is no agenda running. There is no this nervousness that the planet, most people on this planet that you meet, that they're dealing with. There's this anxiety that is running through people. Whether it's a low level of anxiety or a high level of anxiety, that most people on the planet are suffering from this anxiety. There's an anxiety going on. And there's this nervousness. And comes with this impatience that I need to go somewhere. I need to do something. Okay, it's time to go. Okay, let me change the channel now. I need to make a phone call. I need to play some music. I need to not go. You know, there's this low dosage of anxiety and nervousness. You can check it out for yourself. Pay attention to it. Examine yourself by self-watching. Because it's a very, very important thing. Self-awareness, self-observation. Not necessarily observing the mind and your emotions and the body. We have spoken about that many times. I'm talking about also a process of self-awareness, self-watching. I'm watching, I'm paying attention to my reactions, my motives, what makes me click. And if you pay attention, you see a lot of times you or other people are operating from this place of a low or high dosage of nervousness and anxiety. Can you see that? Can you see that within yourself? Because you need to examine it inside yourself first, and then you start to recognize it with other people. They're worried, worriness. Oh, I'm worried, I'm worried. What's going to happen? So, yeah, I'm just wondering what's going to happen in our future, in our banking system, in our quality of the air, in our lives. What's going to be like for my children, or what's going to be for my retirement, or whatever. And this dosage of anxiety, worriness, and fear is running. But when we do this work and we come back into a natural state of being, you're just hanging out in here with yourself. And you can call it meditation, or whatever you like to call it, or you just hang out. Or in a newer slang, modern day American terminology, you're chilling. You're chilling. What are you doing? Chilling. I'm chilling. You're chilling out. And what does that mean? It means that you're in your natural state here and you don't have an agenda. You're not trying to get anywhere and you're not trying to do anything. You're just hanging out. And all of a sudden, through this hanging out, a very simple thing, okay? And I know what some of you or your mind's gonna think that, oh, it can't be that easy because guru blah 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 is saying so. But I'm telling you, it's very easy. And I'll tell you why. Because the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. No matter what your mind says and what other people are telling you, that cannot overshadow the truth. And what is the truth? Is that when you're hanging out in this place, that you bypass the anxiety, the nervousness, that most of your life been conditioned to operate from, and you bypass it, and you do a simple thing that your guru taught you, your teacher taught you, that you watched it, you learned it from someone, or you discovered it on your own. It doesn't matter. And what's that simple thing is you're simply hanging out. and you're comfortable with hanging out with yourself in this moment. You're comfortable by hanging out here with yourself, and there's no story going on that you need to go somewhere and do something or get to a place. I need to become more spiritual. I need to advance in my spirituality. I need to activate my third eye. I need to develop my psychic abilities. I need to become one. Zarathustra, I need to become one with God. I need to enlighten. I need, this anxiety thing, this nervousness. It's like, calm down, relax. You're making me nervous. Just chill out. And you calm down, and you come to this place, and you're hanging out in here, and you put your agendas, you realize the mind has agendas, stories, and you bypass that. You go beyond that, and you come to here, in this moment. And then all of a sudden, you start feeling the bliss. You feel blissed out. And it's subtle. Maybe it's not a big feeling of bliss, like, wow, and oh my God. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's not an orgasmic kind of a bliss, which is fine too, and we all have experienced that. But in a very subtle way, you're just really comfortable, you're happy, and your happiness is, it's subtle. Subtle happiness, subtle satisfaction. And you're really comfortable and relaxed. And you feel this low voltage of bliss because you have come to this natural state of yourself, of you're simply hanging out and you're being. And in this moment, everything you've been wanting presents itself to you. It's opposite of what your mind's been imagining. Awakening, enlightenment, oneness with God. Yeah, you are one with God in this moment. You're just hanging out. You have dissolved into this moment without the nervousness, without the anxiety, without this urge that you have to accomplish anything. And in the absence of that, you experience a complete state of tranquility and balance and oneness. And you're just like, wow, I just feel so good. I feel really good. I'm just so calm. It's subtle, but you feel good. You feel calm. And this is it. This is it, this one. It's not that big orgasmic explosion of divine oneness, because that comes and goes. It explodes and takes you to the peaks and highs, but then it goes away. It's this subtle one that you have unconditioned yourself from a life of conditioning, and you have discovered this kingdom of heaven within yourself. You have discovered this place. Very simple, very subtle. and you recognize this is home. So now you're hanging out in here in this place without doing anything, without trying to accomplish anything. So simple. And this is where the juice is. Because you can't stop smiling. When you recognize it and you tap into it, you can, it's like, oh my God, oh, I see, okay. All these years, this guy Zarathustra, he's just blah, 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 blahing all these things. And now I get it. This is what he's talking about. This, a simple place. So what we need to do is recognize this and, of course, unconditioning yourself, because, okay, I tell you this and we're doing it together and it's cool. But then some of you come and tell me, but I can't sustain it. Okay? Well, you can't sustain it is because it's been a lifetime of getting conditioned. And a part of the conditioning is that this is not good enough because it's too simple and it's free and it's available. So it's not good enough. You have to go pay for it and you have to work your butt off. So now you give it some value. But that's not it, really. That's another mind conditioning. It's a conditioned mind. So we need to recognize this and then, okay, this is our natural state. So there's nothing you can do to get to this because it's already here. But so what you want to do is you want to remove the illusion, remove the obstacles, which are the illusion, which is not real, out of the way, so you can experience this regularly, so you can see it regularly and you can be in it regularly. But for this, you don't need to do anything. This requires doing nothing. But the mind is conditioned to do things. We always want to do things. So you can work on that if you want to work on anything. So, and working on that is recognition, to become aware, bringing awareness, bringing your awareness, and identifying the false, identifying the illusions, recognizing that, oh, there's this fear going on inside me. There's this anxiety is going, you know, I'm operating from this anxiety. So you notice it, you see it. And that's all you need to do, is to become aware of it. So self-awareness is very important. And to self-awareness, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share this with you because this is very, very important. Is majority of us, vast majority of us, live in denial. We live in our denial. We deny. You know, denial, you know, okay. So let's say I'm screwed up. Let's say I have a lot of issues, you know. I have a lot of problems. Like I have insecurity. I got jealousy problems. I see myself down deep, small. So I unconsciously covering it up by denying that I have problems. So I don't want to look at my problems. I'm denying it. So part of denying I have problems is, well, I don't have an issue. And so let me point my finger at you. Let me point my finger at my parents. Let me point my finger at my partner or my teacher or society. And because society is screwed up, everybody lies. Everybody wants to cheat you. Everybody wants to hit on my wife, my girlfriend. And they're trying to steal my girlfriend from me. So I need to protect that because it's them. Rather than me coming and admitting that this is my own insecurity, this is my own jealousy, this is my own lack of self-worth, but I'm projecting it on someone else or something else, and I'm not admitting my shortcoming. So that's denial. Or let's say, how many times I've heard this story? Like there's a married couple, and maybe this is on an extreme side. The dad is abusing his daughter sexually. The mother knows it, but she's in denial. She acts like she doesn't know, like there's no problem. Okay, you understand? Denial. You're denying it to yourself. That's what I'm relating to, referring to. Denial is a very important thing. So, self-awareness, which is an important thing to do for a spiritual warrior, is that you start to look at yourself. You look at your stuff actively, and it's very frightening because when you have to look at your shit, your stuff, and you've been conditioned all of your life as the society it is today, that we're conditioned to point finger at other people, to blame things on other countries, other nations, other races, other religions, other neighborhoods, other spiritual groups. We're pointing finger at them. Someone else is screwed up, but I'm fine. So it's very frightening when you start to uncondition and change your conditioning, and you begin the process of self-awareness to look at yourself, your shortcoming. And it's very, very frightening. It's extremely frightening to admit a shortcoming within yourself. Now, there's also the opposite side. There's the type that goes into this place of really self-blame. They're blaming themselves for all the screwed up things that has happened or they're doing. And that's the extreme part of the denial. You're denying that there's no problem. Now the other part is now you're making yourself a complete putting yourself really down that everything is your fault. So now you're feeding off of that. So it's very important. The process of self-awakening is that you start to look at things and see them and acknowledge their presence. You acknowledge that I have my dark side. Like I have to acknowledge my dark side, my addictive part, my addictive personality. There's part of me who has addiction. And it's there, it's here, it's hanging out here, standing right here. It's the shadow part. I have to admit it, I have to accept it. I don't have to give it energy, but I have to admit it that it does exist. It's a part of my existence. Admitting it. So you're not in denial. And now when you admit something about yourself, that it does exist, you don't have to give it energy to make it grow. But you also cannot deny it, because by denying it, that's a reverse form of resisting it. So now it's growing because it gets energy. You admitted that, you know what, I got this really bad eating habit. I got this lying thing, you know, I kind of like make up stories. You know, I sitting with my friends, everybody telling an interesting story, and I have this habit of making up a story too, because I want to fit in. I don't know. Whatever it is, you know your thing. I don't know what your thing is. I know my own things, because I know myself. But you just see that. You don't need to even admit it to anybody else. You admit it to yourself. Okay, I see this part of myself. And so by seeing it, you're bringing light into the shadow, into the darkness. And you're bringing awareness to it. And as you're bringing awareness to this part of yourself, that darkness, that part begins to lose its power. Because now you have a flashlight over it. You put a big light on it. You have a projector of light on it, and it's visible. I know a lot of people in spiritual path. A lot of them my students. A lot of people I met in the past, currently, and they're in big denial. They're always putting it on something happened in the past, something their parents did to them, something somebody else does, something that an entity comes and takes over them, and they're being attacked by these entities. They just keep putting it on something else instead of really looking at themselves. Just look at yourself. But then again, I'm saying, there's a way to look at yourself. Because it's easy to look at yourself and become a victim, and now you're playing the victim story. You're a victim. You got raped, you got beat, you are screwed up because your mom beat you and your dad raped you. And that's why you're screwed up. And now you're playing this story and you're living off of this story. You're a victim. You can't free yourself. You cannot become free because you're a victim. Everyone's bad, everybody's lying, everybody screws you. This is a dark world, this is a screwed up world, and you're a victim I don't know why all these things happen to me all the time. I don't know why, da 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 da. You're a victim, and you're going to remain a victim. So awareness comes, and you start looking at that part of yourself, and then you shift. What do? You take a responsibility. You say, everything that has happened to me in this life, all the shit that has happened to me in this life was for my spiritual growth, was designed to be in this way, so I've become who I am today. Thank you. Thank God that I got beat. Thank God that I got raped. Because it helped me become who I am right now. It helped me to raise my awareness. It helped me to have more compassion. It helped me to have more self-understanding. It helped me to understand other people. It helped me to grow. So I'm grateful to the event. Now you have turned the poison into the medicine. You're no longer a victim. And you have taken responsibility, and you have turned the poison to medicine. You've changed the whole thing. And all of a sudden, this thing has lost its power. It has no power anymore. And you have freed yourself from this thing, whatever the thing is. By being grateful, thanking the players that showed up in your life. Somebody came and scammed me, and they stole my money. They pulled me into this real estate deal, and they stole $100,000, $200,000 of my money. And now I'm grateful. Thank you to this person for coming and teaching me this lesson in my life. So I become sharper. So I become more intuitive. So I really pay attention. So I'm not a ding-dong like a robot walking around life, banging my head against these things and just saying, everything is, No, be aware, be awake, be sharp. There are sharks in the water. The sharks can come and eat you. Don't be a ding-dong. You're walking into a jungle. Be awake. Be aware. Awareness. Don't be like, yeah, you're going to bang your head against something. A snake, we're going to sneak on you and bite you. You're going to cut your foot. You're going to get a nail go into your foot. You're going to get an infection. Yeah, somebody's going to rape you. Somebody's going to steal things for you. You need to be awake. There's no malice intention by the universe. You need to be awake, aware, present, here. Not somewhere else. Not in a la-la land. Here. Not projecting it on someone else. Not giving your power to someone else, some teacher, some guru. Putting someone above yourself. You need to be awake, here. And not in a denial. So self-awareness is a beautiful thing of starting to look at yourself, own your own shit, whatever that is, and look at it. Own it. Okay, this is my shit. I own it. And also, being aware of it, as you're aware of it, it starts changing. And being aware that you don't fall into this other side of self-blame. Because, as I mentioned to you, that's the other side of it. So what I'm talking about, by removing the obstacles, by removing the illusion, taking the illusion out of your life, is that you're taking responsibility for your own growth and your own development. As you're taking responsibility for your own diet, as you take responsibility for your own health, as you take responsibility for your own finances, as you take responsibility for your own appearance, for your fitness, same thing. You take responsibility for your spiritual growth by simply being here, being aware, being present, going beyond the obstacles and illusions, whether it's denial, whether it's the victim, whether it's self-blame or blaming other people, whether it's denying to see your own darkness, simply accepting and seeing things and going beyond that into the present moment of your natural state of being. I'm coming back to what I started it earlier, of simply at your natural state, away from all the shit, you come back to here, and suddenly, in a subtle way, you recognize the joy, the bliss of life. It's really not that difficult. Considering how much time and energy we put into other things in our lives, considering the time and energy we invest into trying to make a living, trying to find a lover, trying to make more money, how much books we read, how many movies we watch, how much time and energy goes into other things, this is not really requiring any more attention than we're giving it to other things. The other things are in the other world, outside world. And now we're just bringing the attention to the inner world, to ourselves, to our being. And the byproducts, the results of it is bliss, joy, tranquility, much higher quality of life, because we're simply becoming attentive. And in that coming to be attentive, you receive all the gifts. You enter into the kingdom of heaven within yourself. You come to your natural state of being, which is still and silent. The mind is still. It's gone beyond the fear, anxiety, nervousness, and there is silence. And you're here with yourself, without blaming anyone, blaming yourself, or being a victim, or denying anything. You simply have removed the obstacles, and now you can simply be the God that you are. And dive into your own divinity. Dive into your natural state of being. Perfection into the oneness. because you don't have an idea of the oneness. You have gone beyond that too. Idealess, no concepts. Simplicity is the key. And here, at the comfort of your own home, at your room, your office, in your living room, in your bedroom, you are in this highly sacred temple in Himalaya. You're in Shambhala. You have arrived in Shambhala. And you haven't done any decoration. You're not wearing a maroon robe. You're not wearing a mala. You have not done any decorations. You just simply enter into Shambhala, within, in this place, within yourself, still and silent. And you're blissed out. You're just blissed out. That easy. With the right guidance, with the right instruction. You have discovered yourself. All of a sudden, life becomes colorful. All of a sudden, life becomes worth living again. All of a sudden, a little girl, a little boy is born inside you. He's being playful, wants to play, wants to dance, wants to be silly, wants to go out there and get an ice cream. God bless you. Anybody has any questions? Anything you want to share? And you know, if you can, those of you, I mean, my Academy members, you've been with me, so I can tell you have improved and mastered what I'm sharing with you, because you have all become really calm and quiet. We've been doing this. For those of you that don't have the training, even if you can create this for 2, 3, 4 minutes a day, for a few minutes a day, if you can just simply Go beyond your anxiety and nervousness. Just a few minutes. And just be in this place. And work your way from there. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be every moment in your life. Do it for 2 minutes. Just sit down somewhere in the garden or whatever and just say, okay, you know what? For the next few minutes, I'm going to make an agreement with myself that I don't have any problems. There's nothing. And I'm just going to hang out with me. And then you feel it. You touch it. Hi, Annette. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi there.
Do you
Can you hear me?
go ahead?
It's just because I'm having so much stress in my life, so I'm not working right now.
Yeah, I'm happy you were here today. You're here today because this is great for you to hear this.
Yes, really.
Yeah.
It's a great help.
Huh?
It's a great help.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Just simply be aware. Just simply have the awareness of stress. Okay? And don't judge yourself or anything. Stress is a natural phenomenon of life. It'll come and go. There's nothing wrong with stress. It's innocent. But if you attach a story to it, then it becomes a major thing. If you're simply aware that there's stress comes and stress goes, and you do the practice that you've learned, we've been doing it. Simply you're here and all of a sudden stress takes over, and you simply tell yourself, stress is here, stress is visiting me. Stress is visiting. Stress is here. Not I'm stressed. You don't say I'm stressed, because if you say I'm stressed, then you become stressed. But if you simply say stress is visiting, stress is present, then you have acknowledged the presence and the passing of an emotion. It's like a big dark cloud is passing through the sky. There's nothing sky can do about it. It's not going to resist it. It's not going to welcome it. It's just passing through. And the same thing, stress arises. But when you're aware and you say stress is here and stress is visiting me, then you're not one with it. You have separated yourself from it. And the awareness, you're aware that stress is here, is passing through, but you're not it, because awareness is aware of a passing emotion. Okay, so let's say the awareness is here and is watching, and stress is passing through. So when you admit it and acknowledge it, then it loses its power and it becomes more apparent. And as it becomes more apparent, it can't grab you. And it gets to a point that you even laugh at it when it comes. You know, because it helps you go back to your center. It helps you go back to this place of recognizing that all is well, because everything is in hands of the divine self. Everything is in hands of God. Everything is in the hands of existence. Existence creates a problem, and existence comes up with the solution. So then you can relax in that understanding. Your body goes through the motions, but you can relax into it that the same force that has created an issue that you're calling it, you're stressing over it, is the same force, the same life that is going to come with the solution. That's a part of the Leela of life. That's the part of the dance of life. Is stress and being caught in stress is really an indication that you don't trust God. You don't trust life. You're not really trusting existence. You don't trust the perfection of life. But if you trusting that everything is going to be taken care of, that's your motto. That's the way you live your life. Then life will always take care of you. Life responds back to that. Everything is always going to be taken. I trust that it's all going to work out. But all working out doesn't mean things always go my way. People think that because I have this great trust in life, everything is always peaches and cream. So, but Zarathustra, because you're Zarathustra, no, that's not it. I have to deal with a lot of shit. She is my witness. There's always problems. There's always stuff. Sometimes things go very smoothly, and sometimes they'll fall apart. And we don't know what to do. We simply have not faced this problem before, and neither of us know what to do. How do I deal with this? But I just have to come back into this place, trusting that God is going to take care of it. When I say God, I mean life, existence, universe, force. And then in a magical way, it's taken care of. The obstacle is taken away. The problem gets solved. The solution comes. The money comes. We don't know how to finance this thing because we don't have enough money to do it. And it's important. What do we do? And then all of a sudden, things happen and then money comes. Oh, okay, now we have money. We can do it. But if we want to sit down and stress and panic over it, then all of our lives is going to be stressed and panic and bitter and full of poison. You have to come to this place of pure being. In this point, in this place, does not mean things going to go your way. But you're in this place, so it's indifferent. There's an indifference in whether things go your way or not. A spiritual master, a guru, awakened being, conscious being, things don't go their way all the time, my brothers and sisters. They're challenged same way as you. There is the indifference to it that makes the difference between them and you. That someone awakened is indifferent to the results. They're not invested into the results. Things don't have to go their way to be happy, because happiness is not an object. When we think happiness is an object, then things have to go my way, then I'm happy. Things don't have to go my way, I'm happy, regardless. Because happiness is here. It's within me all the time, whether things go my way or things don't go my way. And that's what I want you to realize. That's what I'm really working so hard for you to also understand. That what you're really looking for is really here all the time. And in simplicity and lack of effort to make it, you discover it. All right, my dear sister.
Yes.
Yeah. Where do you live?
In Denmark.
In Denmark. Okay. You know, I'm coming to Denmark on the 27th of November. I have a one evening workshop there. So
Sounds fascinating.
where in Denmark?
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. I'll come to Copenhagen for a couple of days. So yeah. So nice seeing you all again. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is next Tuesday is gonna be the 4th, right?
Yes.
And that's on Labor Day weekend?
Tuesday after Labor Day.
Tuesday after Labor Day. Okay. Okay, so let's do the next academy on, what should we do, Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday.
Not on Thursday?
You can do it on Thursday.
Let's do it on Thursday. How's that? Okay. So let's do the next academy on Thursday, and that's going to be the 6th. It's going to be September 6th. Okay? Because on Wednesday the 4th, our sister Annalie, she's coming to the U.S. She's coming to visit me in Los Angeles. So I go pick her up at the airport. So I don't want to have to stress. I have to rush to the airport and fight through the traffic. And then she's probably jet lagged the next day. I want her to come over here and be with us at the academy. So we do the academy on Thursday, September 6th. Okay? Nice to see you all.